So
I'm in the Zoom thing waiting. It just says
perfect.
very mature host Justin.
Hello, hello. How's it going?
We're on Facebook Live, just so we're going to get started shortly. So
Alright.
Suli's already got us up and running on Facebook Live, and we'll open up the meeting room soon.
Fantastic.
You in Japan, mate?
Fantastic. Yeah, it's good. We just went into like a state of emergency yesterday.
Welcome to our world.
So yeah, like you know, in a bit of a lockdown right now. But yeah, things are good. Like, you know, weather's great and everything, and
Awesome.
yeah, on the whole, you know, I don't know how strict the lockdown is. You know, yeah, it seems like people are still kind of allowed to do most things, but work from home is, I think,
Okay.
the big change.
Yeah. We've I think we're on day 12 or day 13 or something. I've lost count.
Cool.
I just work from home. I haven't left.
I don't get. Yeah, what's the big deal, right?
Got up and exercised every day and worked and got from there. So, Suli, how you doing, dude? Are we ready to go? People in the waiting room? More than one person? There's more than one person. We're good to go.
There's 3 people. I'm joking. Now there's 35 people in the waiting room, and we have a minute to go.
Okay, cool. Ready to rock and roll.
Awesome.
So, yeah, we're in interesting times, my friend. Interesting times.
Absolutely. Actually, I had a question for you guys. I find when I do Zoom straight to Facebook Live, it always crashes. Is there something I'm doing different, or?
Chat to Suli. So, like, we're live right now. Just, you know that we're live right now to Facebook. So he's really good. He sets it up just before. So, and then links and then holds it in so that when we actually go Facebook Live first, then Zoom, rather than Zoom, then Facebook Live.
So, Justin, has that started to happen recently, or has that been happening?
Yeah, probably. I tried it a few times last week, and it just it crashed. So I've just moved over to OBS.
Yeah, no. So that was a problem on Facebook's end. Because I mean, there was sort of pretty much a lot of people went on lockdown last week, almost, and the system just couldn't handle it. There was just way too many lives happening at one point in time, and it just kept on crashing. Same thing was happening to me as well. Just kept on crashing, but I just kept on refreshing it, kept on trying. Now they've managed to stabilize it. So you can try again and maybe see what happens. And if that's still the issue, just let me know and we can have a look at it.
Yeah. I might do a test after this. So yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, time, guys.
Actually,
let's go.
To rock and roll. So let's open the room and get started. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Awesome to have you on this Zoom Live. With today, I'm really excited. I've got a good friend of mine, Justin Teoh. Not only is he a good friend of mine, he's been one of my mentors over the last couple of years, especially in his field of expertise, which is connecting with people over the airwaves, but the live video airwaves. And, I was just reminiscing with Justin saying, probably I met Justin maybe 5 years ago. Justin came out to South Africa to speak on one of Success Resources NAC stages. And I connected with Justin there through our mutual connection with Blair Singer and the Blair Singer Training Academy. And Justin got me on a 21-day 21-day boot camp for using videos. And he found it quite funny because at that stage my IT skills were zero to non-existent, and I think he was like, man, I can have some fun with this old dude, and that was really cool, and we built a relationship from there. We now sit on a leadership team for Blessing and Training Academy around the world. And first up, before I bring Justin on, I just want to congratulate all of you for being on this call, taking some time out to learn something. Between Justin and I, we'll do everything in our power for the next hour to give you a lot of value. So well done for that. If you will, it'll be great if you can put your videos on. Since we are talking about video marketing, it'll be great to be able to connect with people face to face. That's one of the powers of Zoom. And before we go from there, let me ask you, can you guys all hear me clearly? By a show of hands? Okay, good. So some of you, if you can't hear, just adjust your speakers and set those up. So, Justin Teoh, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great honor to host us with Justin this morning. Justin is in my mind, a global authority when it comes to video marketing. He's been teaching.
Sorry, Barry, just give me, there seems to be a sound issue, so I'm just trying to sort that out. Sorry, guys. So it seems like it might be on your guys' end because Barry is unmuted. So please just check that you haven't muted Barry on your side.
Okay, some people are saying the sound is really good. Okay, so just as Sully says, check the mute, unmute see if I'm muted. Sometimes my wife and my daughters would like to have a mute button on me. Okay, so we're ready to get going, Sully?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, as I was saying, Justin is a global authority when it comes to video marketing, when it comes to using technology to get your message out to the rest of the world. He has been, he's been an expert in video marketing for over a decade, and really kicked off in the last global financial crisis, which was in 2008. That's really where he really started leveraging the use of technology, video marketing, and video tech. So Justin, welcome this morning, mate, all the way from Japan. I think you're in Japan. So, the beauty of our current, the current setup in the world is connecting with anyone, anywhere, anytime in the world using technology. So, mate, great having you on this call. And why don't you just kick off? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, dude. Thanks so much. Hello, everybody. Just so I know where you guys are coming from, just type where you're from in the chat, just so I know. I imagine a lot of you guys are from South Africa. So, which part of South Africa? I'm always interested. As you can tell from my accent, I'm Australian, so there's sort of a little bit of similarities. So Pretoria, all right, Blowbella. Got some Joburgs, a lot of Joburgs. Okay, great. Heidelberg, Boksburg, great. I went to the beautiful city of Johannesburg. It's been, and also the beautiful city of Durban. One of my big sort of PE. One of my dreams is to go to PE. I'm a surfer. I love surfing, and out at Port Elizabeth, I know you've got that massive wave there. So I really want to go. So guys. As Barry said, I started my business during the GFC, and kind of why I did that was because I had another business that didn't go quite so well. I was doing I graduated from university, but it was the global financial crisis. So a lot of places that I applied to get a job at basically weren't hiring; they were firing. So, I kind of joined this world of seminars. I went to a lot of seminars to find out how I'm going to help myself and get myself out of this. And like, I was sort of struggling. There was a time when I was living in a garage, and the only job I could get was when I took my degree off my CV and I got a job as a waiter. I was earning about £5, 60p an hour in London, and I was sleeping in a garage. So really, I owe a lot to this world, the seminar world, because this is where I learned about, sales and marketing and having your own business. Before then, I thought you go to school and you get a job, and if you can't get a job, what do you do, right? So, started my business doing internet marketing, and that business went well until I got banned because I was doing Google AdWords, and back in those days it was super cheap. But one of the products I was promoting for Google AdWords was like these berries for health, but it turned out it was MLM. And I did not know, but MLM or network marketing is banned from Google. So I got slapped, lost all my income overnight, and was kind of desperate and started doing a whole bunch of things. And one of the things that I was doing was I was serving as in the media department at my church. And I didn't know how to do anything, but my church needed volunteers, and so I was just making videos for this church. So I thought, well, why don't I just post some videos up online? In fact, actually, can I share my screen? I might see if I can just get a video. See if I can. Hold on. I'm going to show you guys like the very first ever video that I ever did. You guys will have a laugh. So watch this video super carefully. Hold on a sec. All right, watch this video super carefully. Let me get it out for you, Kate. Watch it super carefully and just study it. Study the lighting, study the background, study, where I'm looking at the screen, because it is the most important video you're going to see, because it's the worst video you're ever going to watch in your entire life. Okay. Everything I teach my students or my clients not to do, I've done in this video. But, my first mentor was a guy called Teoh, and he used to say, every master was once a disaster. So chances are your first video is going to be pretty rough. But when you stick at it, your second one's going to get like a little bit better. Maybe your third one will get a bit better than that. And hopefully it'll get to the stage where you end up mastering what it is that you've set out to do. In this case, for me, it was video. And so this kind of did well. And this is this is my first ever check. Check started rolling in. So I'd love to say that, it changed my life completely. Would you guys like to know how much was on this check? I see a couple of thumbs up. All right. I got $100. Yes, I'm loaded. I'm rich. No, I'm not. But like what it represented was a system. I knew if I needed to make more money, I could just make more of these videos. So I just dove into it headstrong, and really just started working with anyone who would teach me. One of Blair's big things, one of Harv's big things is just grab mentors. Grab as many mentors as you can. So my first mentor was this bloke on the left. His name is Deervold. When I do this presentation in English, I call him Dave because people can't pronounce Deervold. But anyway, he was from my church in London. I think he was a Joburg boy, actually. And what I learned from him, and hold on, let me just get out of this. What I learned from him was basically the start of my journey to become, let's just say, a video rock star. What I learned from him was we had to make these videos every single week. Every single week we had to make videos for the church. And we had the only equipment we had was donated to us. Okay. So it was like, stuff where the battery would die after 2 minutes. So we had to get it, boom, done like that sort of thing. So what I learned from him was just how to create amazing videos with really bad equipment. And I think what I learned is a lot of people don't make videos. A lot of people are scared of making videos because they feel that it's all about the technology. Okay. What lens are you using, Justin? What frame rate are you using? What lights? What editing software? All that sort of stuff. But what video rock stars know is that it's not about the technology. Really, it's about the techniques. You can have like a $50,000 Red Epic camera. If you don't know how to use it, some guy who knows what he's doing on his phone is going to make more money than you. So one of the big things that, I kind of love doing is just in my workshops telling people, just bring your phone. If you have a camera, you know how to use it, great, bring it along. But if you don't, just get good at the techniques. Okay, if that makes sense to you, just write like techniques into the chat down below, just so that I know this is making sense to you. And I'm sure if there's any questions, I'm sure Barry and Sully will read them out for me. But
So Justin,
if we're good to go,
just on that piece, mate, I think that's a key piece that you and I have chatted about quite often is people's tendency to think that they've got to get it perfect and they've got to have all the right equipment. Just expand on that a little bit, because it's more about getting started and getting going than it is about getting it perfect, isn't it?
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, like, there's I think the SAS in Australia, maybe in Britain as well. They have a saying like, who dares wins. And for me, it's like who posts first wins. If you get really perfectionist about your videos, you think, okay, I'm going to script it. Then after I script it, I'm going to draft it. Then after I draft it, I'm going to memorize it. Then after I memorize it, I'm going to shoot it. Then when I shoot it, then I'm going to edit it. Then I'm going to do this and that. Maybe from like the time you have the idea to the time you post it, maybe 1 month, 2 months, that sort of thing. But maybe just before you post your video, some kid gets his phone, like just shoots some random video, posts it up on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok like 2 days before you, and everyone's like, oh, you're just copying that little kid. Because like this is actually the first slide that I show everybody in my program, right? This guy here, his name's Evan. Okay, Evan is 8 years old, and he's making $1.3 million every year. Now, how many of you remember when we were 8 years old, and how many of you would agree like it was virtually impossible for any of us to be a millionaire when we were 8 years old? And the thing is, he's not the only one, right? This is Jojo. She's 13. She makes $3.5 million every year. This is Ryan, okay? This is a bit old. When he was 5, though, he was making $12 million a year. Now he's, I think, 7 or 8, and he's making $30 million every year. And what do they all have in common is they're video rock stars, right? They use video marketing. So I guess the point that me and Barry want to impress upon you is that really the technology is so good these days. Like if I had the technology available to me now when I started out, I would have been like looking at this little box with this little thing here that you push a button and you can go into like hundreds of thousands of homes, like we are probably doing right now, just in amazement. Okay, like if you don't know the techniques, if you don't know what you're doing, it's not going to help you. So awesome. Oh, cool. I see a whole bunch of people writing techniques in the chat. So good. I'll probably just go back and I'll finish off this model. So the next thing though is maybe you've got great videos, you know how to make them, but my next problem was like I'd put them up online and crickets, like no one would watch. So I started learning from this guy here. His name's Gideon Shalwick, another South African, but lives in Australia now. And he used to create these massive YouTube channels. He still does. He was always the brains behind the operation. He'd always find like stars, and he'd make like a magic channel, or he'd make like a video channel, all that sort of thing. And so what I learned from Gideon was, in order to build an audience, what you need to do is to connect. But the problem is with most people, the reason they can't connect is they are camera shy. I've filmed CEOs of big companies, and I've like leaders, basically guys who can stand up in front of the stage and speak to millions of people, thousands of people at a time. But I go, sir, you ready? And they go, yeah, Justin, I'm ready. I go, you sure you're ready? They go, yeah, absolutely. I'm totally ready. I go, okay, cool. So I turn on the camera, go 3, 2, going. And they forget everything they want to say. I turn off the camera and it all comes back. And I turn it on, it all disappears. And it all comes back, you know? So people get self-conscious. They think, it's really weird speaking to this foreign object here. And not only that, like, who's going to watch this video? Like, is my mom going to watch it? Is my ex-girlfriend going to watch it? Is she going to leave a nasty comment? And we get into this today's video marketing lesson, and no one watches our videos because we're boring. So what video rock stars know, and what I learned a lot from Gideon, was how to be camera fly. And camera fly just means, like, whenever someone points a camera at you, or whenever you have the camera pointed at you, you don't see the camera. You actually just see another person. You see the viewer. You see your best friend. You see your daughter, your wife, whoever it is that you can just connect with and go, hey, how's it going? Because a lot of people, when they watch video, especially online, it's very different to TV. TV kind of just keeps running on in the background. We've got our phones, we've got like our iPads, kids running around the house, all that sort of thing. When we do, when we're watching content online, usually we're by ourselves. 90% of the time we're on our phone, on our device or our iPad, or even, on a computer, but usually by ourselves. It's very rare that we go, oh, hey, check this out, and we share it with someone else. So a lot of the time when you kind of get onto a video and you go, hey, everybody, and you kind of talk to mass, it's not so effective, because really you're just talking to one person. You're just connecting with that one person. One of my friends, Ken Okazaki, he calls it like the toilet rule, like where apparently a huge percentage of video content is consumed while people are sitting on the toilet. And when you're sitting on the toilet, you're by yourself. You don't have the sound on, just in case people can, you don't want people to know that, like, you're watching, Facebook Lives on the toilet. So you turn the sound off. So it has to be engaging enough for people on the toilet to not want to swipe past. Okay, if this is making sense, just write like camera fly into the comment section down below. And so basically the last dude that I learned from was, okay, great. I have got these really cool videos. I've got a lot of people watching them, but I'm not making any money from it. So what do I do? And awesome. Wow. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Yiddy, Richard, Stacia. Wow. Awesome, guys. Thanks so much for the comments. So the last thing that I had to learn was how to make money. And this is where this last guy comes in. His name's Tom Breeze, and he's a YouTube advertiser. And gosh, I learned so much from this guy, because how many of you, when you're watching YouTube, there's the video you want to watch, and then there's another video that comes up before that video, and it advertises something, and you're already trying to skip that video. You're already like, okay, next, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, next. Okay. Tom, yeah, absolutely, Kim. Absolutely. Everyone does it because no one wants to watch the ad. Okay. So Tom was doing this. Okay. He was making YouTube ads that not only people were watching from, but he was actually getting them to buy. So I was like, how are you doing this? So I learned from him next. And so from Tom, basically what I learned, and this will be the last part of the model before I throw back to you, Barry, is over here, is basically how to convert. Because at the moment, a lot of people who are doing great stuff with videos right now are only getting karma, getting likes and shares and follows and, basically karma, right? They're giving a lot of value, but in return, they're just getting good feelings. And video heroes will know how to turn all of that karma into cash. And if you are into cash, let me know. Just write down cash in the comments section down below, because this is, oh, I love it. Okay, great. Thank you, Francois. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Greg. Oh, dollar bills. Love it, Mike. Loving it. Dosh. Thank you, Michael. So, so just so I get a good idea of where people are right now, so that we can kind of help you. And if you're into cash, like today, I don't have a lot of time, but I think Barry's got like an SLM coming up, and he's asked me to kind of share something a bit more deeper there, so I'll be able to help you guys out there. But just so I know, like, who's kind of at this point of the journey here? I would say just, you know, a video 0. Maybe you've never even shot a video before. There's nothing wrong with it, okay? But it'll just make it easier for me. So if you're a video 0, maybe just write 0. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, okay, cool. We've got, okay, a few people that are 0s. Okay, no worries. Well, I thank you for being on this, okay? Like, you know, here's the thing. Most people don't even want to learn how to do video. They're like, no, it's not even going to be possible. So I really acknowledge you guys for being on this right now. Oh, cool. I've got a few private messages. And so this is where I'm heading next. Maybe you're over here and you have shot a video before, okay? You've shot a video before, but then you're about to post it online. But before you posted it online, you watched that video. And when you watched that video, you thought to yourself, oh gosh, I look a bit weird. And oh man, my voice sounds so strange. And you know what? Instead of pressing post, we end up pressing delete. So if you are maybe a deleter, like you actually have shot videos before, but you just haven't shared them, just write like deleter, just so I know, like you actually have some skills with shooting videos, but you just haven't actually managed to post them up online. All right, not so many deleters. Oh, there's a few. Big time. Okay, so Clive, 2 Clives. All right, uploaded, not published. Oh, okay. All right, so this is like a little bit of the population. No worries. Hey, we've all been there. All right, so we're going to get into the interesting part here. So, and you know, we'll probably spend a little bit of time here on connect, okay? Because I think connect is like the most important piece. If you can get connect, convert comes really easy. All right, so what about guys over here? You've got videos up online. Maybe, you know, like you've got like lots of people watching them, but at the moment, not converting, okay? So let's just call these guys posters, all right? If you're a poster, just let me know. All right, dude, Kim. All right, fantastic. Francois, yeah. Marco, 0 audience post. Hey, Clive, that is awesome, man. George, okay, fantastic. All right. Here's the thing, like 99% of the world are never going to post videos. Post about beginner. Hey, that's all right. Don't worry. Here's the thing. This jump here from deleter to poster is massive, okay? You saw my first video. I actually shot another 3, like how, you know, that was so bad. I actually shot another 3 before I posted that one, okay? And don't worry, hey, I love this, you know. Your first is always going to be the worst, okay? It's always going to be the worst one you ever do. But why I keep my first video up online is because now I think back, well, every time I think about doing a video, I think, well, it's not going to be as bad as that one. And you get a lot of confidence from it. So this is really cool, guys. And I want to know if we have any rock stars on this call, I'm going to call it, this webinar right now. Anyone down here at Convert? Like, you got videos online that are making you money right now. If that's you, just write down rockstar. Barry, you should be in there. All right. Oh, wanna be. Okay, great, guys. Okay, cool. So basically, I just want to say, like, the journey is really easy to get to rockstar. Believe it or not, there's just a few things. It took me a while to kind of figure it out, but like when we do our workshops, we've had people who have been zeros. Like we've had 10-year-old kids come into our workshop. They were absolute zeros, but they were like, we have this system where you ring a bell every time you sell something on a video. This kid was like ringing the bell. Like he just wanted to ring the bell. So he was selling like comics and stuff with videos. We had an 18-year-old girl who just graduated high school selling calligraphy. She didn't have anything. She didn't know what she wanted to do, but she had this really beautiful like way of writing Japanese calligraphy and sold it for like $50. So just so you know, the distance between where you want to be, where you are right now is really not that far, because video is not that scary. I'm hoping from this you guys are getting a little bit of confidence. If you're feeling confident about video, just write confident in the comment section, just so that we know we're on the right track. So yeah, Baz, I might go back to you. One sec. Hold on.
So Justin, I think, mate, what you're laying out here is so critical, because we all start at zero. I can remember, when I first started with you and you gave me that 21-day, challenge. It was, the first thing that came up, when I look at camera shy, the first thing that came up was in my little voice was, once I post it, it's gone and it's out there for everybody to see, and I can't bring it back. Standing on stage and speaking to people and addressing someone, often it's not being recorded. So if you make a mistake, well, it's gone. But it was that little voice mindset of, man, once it's out, it's out. And you taught me some really cool tools and techniques, and got me to push through that little voice, which was really the first step of being able to move forward. So you can really connect with that. How many of you can connect with what Justin's talking about? That little voice, that fear of, once it's out there, oh heck, what's gonna happen? So what I learned from him was, the first step is you got to just start doing it. And he'll take you through tools and techniques, and he'll give you some this morning. He'll take you through some tools and techniques, and he talks about going from, Justin, you talk about going from zero to rock star. In something like the Sales Explosion or the SLMP that I'm doing next week, in 2 days, people can go from never having shot a video to shooting a video and making money. Yes.
Absolutely. Our record was we had someone at lunchtime on the first day had closed the first deal. That's our record.
And right now, one of the reasons we're talking is because, right now where we sit in the current, lockdown, shutdown, quarantine, whatever you want to call it, there's a massive need for people to communicate using technology. Technology is not new, but the need for us to suddenly connect in a very different way is here. Tell me a little bit more about, or tell us a little bit more about this, the need right now, and how we sort of managing the chaos that we're in using video marketing, and what sort of advice can you give people right now in this sort of situation we're in?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, why, I believe I was blessed at the time to fall into video, is because there's this really awesome article written by a guy called Dan Sullivan called The Scary Time Success Manual. And in it, he talks about crises are always going to come. And when they come, the world's going to go a certain way. And this is how to sort of, not just survive it, but, thrive. I don't want to kind of use the cliche, but like what your business needs to focus on. And a lot of the focus of it was, instead of focusing on commodity, or instead of focusing on sales, was to forget about that and really focus more on relationships, really focus more on leadership, focus on certainty. Because in a time like this, a lot of people are uncertain, and a lot of people are suffering. A lot of people are struggling. Our business, on the other hand, actually we've just, like, I'll talk about that another time, but like we are doing crazy amount of business right now. Like globally, we in the last week, we collected cash close to $100,000 US. Okay. And I don't want to say that to kind of like impress you or brag, whatever, but just to let you know, people are still buying. Okay, people are still buying, but they're just buying different things. And there has if you know how to you know, build relationships, especially in this sort of time, people are buying, and that's what I found was really good about video when I started the business back in the global financial crisis. There was a huge need for it because you know, people didn't necessarily want to buy commodities, but they needed to buy results. They needed to buy things that worked. So the, the very first gig that I got was one of my friends from high school saw my video on YouTube and saw my channel. He's like, "Hey, my company's cutting budget for you know, advertising. Do you reckon videos can kind of increase their conversions, that sort of thing?" So I'll just show you really quickly. He goes, "Send me a proposal." So uh, this was my proposal that I sent to this global national company. Hopefully, you guys can see it. Take notes. It's one of the most important proposals you ever see in your life. I have no idea why, but they somehow thought I knew what I was doing. So I sold this video. I sold for $1,000. Do you guys want to see the video that I ended up making? If you do, just write down please, the magic word in the chat. And all right, okay, I see a few pleases. Okay, so this is the video we ended up making. Okay, from the thing, and this company made $100,000 from this in the first month. So they're like, "Can you make one for our Chinese company, our Japanese company, our Korean company, our American company, our Latin American company, European?" We ended up doing this campaign in like 30 different nations around the world. This is what launched our business, and you know, we started working with big brands after this. We started working like all sorts of things doing online stuff because people didn't get the difference between TV and online. We did at the time, thanks a lot to Tom Breeze. So why I want to kind of show you guys all of that is like crisis is, you know, it's a dangerous time, but if you're fast, if you're agile, there's so many opportunities out there. So why is video so good in this crisis right now? The technology is here. Back when I was starting, like the technology was kind of getting there, but it wasn't quite there. Right now, people are in lockdown, they're in isolation, and they are consuming content like crazy. They're on Netflix, they're on Amazon Prime, they're on Hulu, they're on like Facebook Live, they're on Apple TV. They are consuming content like crazy. And so here's the thing, if they're consuming content, they may as well be consuming your content because you actually have stuff that's going to better people's lives. You actually have stuff that's going to be worthy. You actually have stuff that is going to help them. Okay. And not only that, like people are seeking leadership right now. Like this is one of the best opportunities for everyone to step up as a leader. The podium is empty. Okay. It's one of the best times because, you know, there's three types of businesses at right now. There's the freezing sort of businesses, like the frozen business where they're like, holy crap, what are we going to do? Then there's like the flight. They're the ones that are like, well, we got to do something, but they don't really know what, and they're just reacting all the time. But then there's those that are strategically focused. Now is the best time as ever to position yourself as an authority. So people are consuming content like crazy. One really good way to you know, leverage off a time like this is really doing what Barry's doing right now. Okay, inviting people to do lives. Now is the easiest time than ever to do a live with one of your favorite influencers out there. Maybe you're an accountant. You know, you can get an interview with one of the top accountants. You can, if you're like a dentist, you can do the same thing, right? You can. There are so many people out there who like just wrote down a post. You know, hey, I've got a lot of spare time. If you want to interview me, let me do it. I just by posting videos recently, people have been asking me to get onto interviews as well. Okay. So, you know, this is specifically kind of stuff that's going to build you like attraction, also build you leads and stuff like that. But probably what is going to make the biggest difference right now is videos that's going to make you guys a little bit of money. Okay, videos that you can monetize off. And so obviously, webinars, if you know how to do webinars, are doing great right now. You have to do a little bit of Tom's surname, Breeze, Breeze. Let me hold on. How do I
I'll
everybody?
type it in, Justin, no problem.
Oh, brilliant.
You keep going, mate.
Tom Breeze. Okay. He's a legend. Really, really smart guy. But hold on. Oh, brilliant. I forget where I'm at. But yeah. Okay, so webinars are doing great right now. Facebook Lives are doing great right now. And also the other thing that's doing really, really good, that's converting super, super well. And for those of you coming to the SLM, we're going to sort of deep dive, and we're actually going to get you to shoot one of these videos at SLM next week, I believe. Hopefully the times will sort of match up between here and Tokyo, but we're actually going to get you to shoot one of these videos so that you can actually send it out and make some money at SLM. But honestly, just the private message videos where you just send a message to your best clients, to your your A-grade clients, just to see how they're doing, and if there's any way to support you, if there's any way that you can support them, I should say. Those are the videos that are really making a big difference right now, because people are isolated, people are disconnected, but people are still buying different things. So you got to be agile, work out how you can make an offering that's going to work. But as long as you make that effort to connect, and honestly, the easiest way to connect right now is online through video, you can convert. So if that makes sense, just write I don't know, makes sense into the comment section below.
Just, I think, what you're talking on right now is so important in this time, because we're in isolation and because we're far apart from people, and we've lost that day-to-day connection and touch. That I think what I see with quite a few people making videos and doing webinars, they are not adding enough. They're not adding value to other people right now. What I hear you talking about, or what I've learned from you, is your focus has got to be to add value to everybody else. So when you started off, you said, when you're talking to the camera, you imagine that you're going past the camera and you're speaking to the other person, and you finding out what you can give and do for them. What I've just heard you say right now is, how do you add value to other people? And those are the real videos that are connecting in times of chaos, in times of emergency, when people really need help, rather than just that, I have something, I'm going to sell it to you and you need to buy it. It's more, how can I help you? This is what I have. So will you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, great. So I learned this from another mentor of mine. His name's Taki Moore. Guy is brilliant. And so I'm going to write it down because it's so good, but you should write it down as well. Is this? So let me go back to, I'm going to share my little iPad, and if I can find it, here we go. Yes, I can. All right. So here we go. So yeah, Taki taught me this, and it's so good. The reason why so many sales videos don't work right now is because of this. Okay. When it comes to videos, and when it comes really to almost anything, when it comes to marketing, right? Give in public, but ask in private. Okay? Ask in private. A lot of people will ask in public. And so whenever you have a video, and they dress it up like it's a content video, they give really, really good content, and then at the end they ask for the sale. And another of my friends, Ken Okazaki, who's an amazing video marketer, works with honestly any big name video internet marketer you've heard of. Ken Okazaki's probably shot the videos for that dude. He says one thing on the internet that you never want to do is waste someone's time. So if you say this is a really cool lesson or a content video, but then after 10 minutes you make a sale, people are like, oh, he was selling to me the entire time. And so, that guy just wasted 10 minutes of my time. Okay. And so if you are going to sell, tell him straight up at the start, you know, and those of you who come to, you know, Barry's event next week, you know, I'll sort of show you how to do that. But basically, if you're going, look, hey guys, you know, Justin here, there is going to be a really cool offer for you guys at the end who wanted to take the next step. But like, this is the first three things that you need to do about video, right? At least you're not wasting people's time. But if people watch a video once, and you know that you dress it up like this is so important, you got to learn this and da 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 da. And then at the end of it, it's like, and now you got to buy. People are like, oh man. And so the next time they see one of your videos, they're thinking it's probably going to sell again. So give in public, ask in private. That's probably one of the big things about it. And like, you know, with this game, doing videos, doing marketing, doing sales. The one thing that's really difficult. Well, actually, I'm gonna take this another step. I hope you don't mind. So this if this is if this makes sense, just write ask in private in the chat, just so that I know I haven't lost anybody. Okay, just write ask in private in the chat, and I'm kind of gonna go another level here. Awesome, guys. Oh, I love this. Okay, ask in private. This is fantastic. Appreciate it. So this is kind of like when it comes to sales, and this is something I learned from Kevin Hutto. Okay, over here, say you want to sell something for, I'm gonna do dollars because I don't know the conversion into rand. But let's say you want to sell something for $20 over here. It just means over here you're gonna have to build value. You're going to have to build value so that people believe that what they're receiving is worth more than $20. Okay. I mean, I know it's a very simplistic formula, but you might need, like, say, you know, Instagram, you're only allowed to do 59-second videos. So you need about 60 seconds on Instagram to go, you know, check it out. I've got these blue blocker glasses. You know, they're made by Swannies, and usually they sell for GoSend like $50. But for the first people to reply, first 10, I can get it for $20. Okay. But if we want to sell something a bit more expensive for, say, $200, we might need to build the value just a little bit more. Okay. Maybe we need like a video sales letter. If you haven't seen a video sales letter, it's basically just literally a guy reading off a PowerPoint. Like, anyway, you might have like a video sales letter on your website, and maybe you spend about 6 minutes building the value for maybe like this microphone. I don't know if you can see this here, right? This microphone here, you know, it's got this, it's got that, blah, 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 blah. You know, value of this is at least $300. But yeah, today, special offer for you, $200. Okay. Maybe you want to sell something even more expensive. Say you want to sell something for $2,000. Over here, this is when you might need like maybe a webinar or like a Facebook Live, 60 minutes just to really build the value. But you've probably heard, like, a lot of my clients have been selling houses, have been selling contracts to department stores for shrimp. There's a guy who's a shrimp farmer here in Japan, and he's sold contracts to a company called Takashimaya, Isetan, and Mitsukoshi. And if like, you probably wouldn't have heard of these, but these are like the biggest department stores in Japan, and they're international. Like, you know, they're in Singapore and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, there are guys out there who are getting deals for like 20K plus, and like I mentioned before, like, to sell high ticket, it's not about, you know, building value over time. Like, you don't have to build 600 minutes worth of value here to get the sale. It's about building value to the right person. Okay. And if you do it the right way, you can do a one-to-one video. And honestly, like, we've had people sell Ferraris, we've had people sell property, we've had people sell consulting services for like well over, you know, $20,000. And really, you only need like, say, 3 minutes. But why am I talking about give in public, ask in private? Is because a lot of people are like, well, okay, great. You know, I make these videos, you know, I got the call to action, I got the, you know, I grabbed their attention, all that sort of stuff. And, you know, but why are my videos, I do so much, not working, but why is that guy over there, like Evan, that kid sends a crappy video on his iPhone and he's making all this money. How come, what's going on? Like what's doing? So this is what I learned from Kevin Hutto. And it's for those scientists here or engineering people over here, it's pretty obvious, but it's this part here. This is your brand online. Okay. And if you've got like a really good brand online, so I'm just going to draw this in green. If you've got a really good brand online, it's kind of like your fulcrum is over there. So like you only have to build value just a little bit and people will buy from you. Okay. Now, if your brand is over here and you don't really have a brand, people don't know you, like you, trust you, then you can push super, super hard, and even selling $20 is going to be a struggle. So like, you know, for instance, like, I'm just trying to think, maybe it's like the local rugby coach in Joburg, right? To sell something for $20,000, he might have to do, weekly sprint training, weekly tackling, weekly kicking, weekly, passing, all that sort of stuff. Okay. Whereas, I'm just trying to think of someone, maybe like Francois Pienaar, or like, who is the captain, of the box this year? Like, or last year at the World Cup, who was the captain?
Siya Khaleesi.
Right. Yeah, Khaleesi, of course. Like, right, Khaleesi, he could go onto Instagram. He could shoot a video for 59 seconds because his brand's right over here. And he could go, hey guys, you can spend an hour with me. It's $20,000. I've got 10 spots. And he would sell that in an hour. Okay. People just like, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I want that. Then you got JT, you got Justin Teoh over here, right? I haven't played rugby since under 15s in Parramatta back at school. Okay. I have not played rugby in almost 20 years. Okay. No matter how hard I pushed on this thing right here, I'm not going to get people to pay me 20 grand to learn rugby. Okay. So if this makes sense, like the whole give in public, ask in private, if this makes sense, really just write brand. Brand is leverage or something. Just write brand in the comment section down below so I know I haven't lost you. Okay. Just write brand. Brilliant. Okay, cool. Thanks, Yvonne. Thanks, Clive. Thanks, Steve, Francois. Oh, dude. Okay, fantastic. Okay. So, yeah, absolutely. Brand influence. I love that, Steve. Okay. So, you know, one of the, you know, most important things, and why I encourage you to just start posting your videos, even if you think they're awful. So I don't know how much time I got left, but I'll try and make this one quick. In the old days,
We've got about 10 minutes, just
10 minutes. All right. In the old days, advertising companies started getting celebrities to advertise their stuff. Okay. You know, hey, this is the water that I don't know, Francois Pienaar drinks. Okay. And you know, is Francois Pienaar an expert on water? I don't know. He may not be, but because he's a celebrity, because he's got visibility, people trust him. And so what people have started to realize is that visibility equals credibility. So because most of the people who have never, you know, most people are never going to post a video up online. It is too scary. Like, are people going to judge me? Are people ever going to, you know, think, oh, hey, you know, like, what's the reaction am I going to get? Are people even going to watch it? The fact that you have posted a video online, and I think it's similar to getting up on stage. The fact that you have stepped up on that stage to share what you know, to share what you have experienced, means that already people consider you an expert. And, you know, you're thinking, well, what's the content? What is my content? Well, one of our good friends, a guy called Rajiv, also from BSTA, he just said, your journey is the content. But the problem is most people don't value the journey. Most people don't value that they have overcome obstacles that no one else has ever overcome. Most people don't value that they have done things that no one else has ever done. Okay. So, right. I'll probably leave with this little thing here to hopefully help you guys to start posting some videos. Okay. Or start interviewing your friends, just sharing your content. Cause this is the best time more than ever. Yeah, if that makes sense. I love that, Asia. Okay. If journey is the content, if that makes sense to you, just write that down. Okay. And here is kind of like the last thing I want to leave you guys with. Okay. Um, it's kind of like it's like a little iceberg. Okay. Yes, there's like the 10% that we can see above the water. All right. And it's like, yeah, this is a webinar. Okay, great. But there's more underneath the surface, isn't there? There's more. There's much, much more. And what I've realized is that if you're on this webinar, maybe it's because, I don't know, maybe we want just a little bit more money. Okay, if that makes sense, you can just write, more money. Or maybe, money's fine, but perhaps it's like we need more freedom. Like we are absolutely struggling right now. And maybe if I have a video that sells for me, or a video that trains for me, or a video that, I can leverage off so that I don't have to do things again and again and again. Yeah, absolutely. Money and freedom. Fantastic. Maybe it's this, like more impact. Okay. You're doing amazing things, but at the moment, not a lot of people know. Or perhaps it's like this. It's like, this is my really awful drawing of a light bulb, but maybe it's just a bit more meaning in your life as well. Okay. So, yeah, brilliant. Thanks so much. More impact, wider audience. Absolutely. And, like basically I kind of think there's a bit more than that. Okay. If you are on this webinar, if you've stayed with us for an hour, okay, I've noticed like I think we had like 80 to start with, and we're on 79 now, which means most of you have stayed. Okay. Like there's one person who had to pick up the kids or something like that, or do the school run. Like most of you have stayed. And this is why I believe that you're still here. And this is why I believe you need to start posting videos as well, because here we go. Here are the numbers. 94% of people are never going to be an entrepreneur. Never. They're never even going to consider it, never even dream about it. Okay. This is a different game. 94%. And of those 94%, 81% fail in the first 3 years. Okay. This is legit. If you guys are here, you guys are rock stars. Okay. So, how many of you still have people, even though you're super successful, going, well, when are you going to settle down? When are you going to get a real job? When are you going to stop dreaming? Okay. And I hate those people who crush our dreams. Okay. Like, come on, let me dream. Right. So the whole world kind of sees us and they're like, when are you going to settle down? When are you going to be like us? And here's the other thing. I think I heard from somewhere, only 4% of the world go to seminars or webinars. Okay. Only 4% of the world. Everyone else think they know enough. How many of you get people that go, why are you spending so much time and money doing all these seminars? Haven't you learned enough? Don't you know enough? When is enough going to be enough? Don't you know enough? And so this is what I know. I truly believe, like, if you look at the numbers, if you're on this call right now, you're like me and Barry. You are made different. Okay, we're not like the others. They just don't understand it. They don't understand us. If that makes sense, just write made different, okay? Or born different. Like we're a different breed to those guys. But why were we made different? Why were we born this way? Why can't we just settle down and get a job? Why can't we stop going to these stupid seminars? Why can't we be a normal person? Why? This is what I believe. When you look at all the best entrepreneurs out there, you look at the Bransons, you look at the Steve Jobs, right? Like the guy who made this and my computer and my iPad that I'm drawing on right now, okay? You look at the best entrepreneurs. Money was a byproduct for them. Money was a byproduct for them. Really, we can't take our money with us when we go. But what we can do is leave a legacy. What we can do is help others. And so this is what I believe. If you were made different, if you were on this call, it was because you were meant to make a difference.
Yeah.
You don't get to make a difference by being the same. The reason that you are here, the reason why no one else understands you is because
You have something. And that is why you're on this call. And that is why you should be out there sharing what you know, building that brand, and leading people in this time. So if that makes sense to you, just write make a difference. Love that. Whoa. Mad. Love it. MAD. We are mad, aren't we? I didn't even realize. So yeah, Barry, dude, I know I kind of like got super excited, but yeah,
So-
hopefully I'm still.
Just, I think, the point you make there is really how do you connect with people? Connecting with people to make a difference is key, because that's ultimately what will connect you, connect your brand, and add value to people. And you made such a powerful point that right now, and we've been talking about it a lot at Uncovering Greatness. I've been talking a lot about it in the online live seminars I've been doing. But right now, it's the most important skill that we need is the skill of connection and connectivity, connecting with other people. But importantly, when we connect, to make a difference to them. Because if we're not making a difference, people, you said it just now, people are waiting to be led. And right now, that 94% of people are waiting for 4% of people to put up their hand and say, I have something that will help you change, shift, whatever that might be. Change your business, change your mindset, change where you are. And I think what you've shared today, it's really given us an insight into how videos can be used and how we can connect in a very different way in a very fast and changing world. And how many of you guys have got immense value out of this today? And how many of you can see that Justin has an unbelievable amount of knowledge and wisdom when it comes to working in this type of platform? So just before I finish off with you, any last comments, because that was truly was really, really great. Thank you. Any last comments? Any last sort of pieces that you want to leave with anyone before we finish up?
I would just say, I acknowledge you all. Thanks so much for spending all this time. And really, I'm just looking forward to seeing your videos online. Looking forward to you guys being leaders for your tribe, your nation, your continent, your universe, your world. Okay.
Justin, thank you, mate. And just while Justin's still with us, just to let you guys know, and next week, live online, I'm running a program called Sales and Leadership Mastery, or Sales Explosion, as some of you know it to be. It's a program that I've been running for over a decade. Some of you on this call have been on it, and it'll be done on live 14th and 15th of April. What I'm really excited about is not only in that program will I teach you how to connect. We'll go through the art of connection, the art of sales, how to connect with people, but we're going to be bringing Justin in to teach, and for Justin and I to combine what I teach around sales and connection, and helping you actually take that sales and connection onto video live online so that you can start using it right now. So those of you that would like to learn more from Justin, those of you that really believe that in this moment, Justin and I've been talking a lot to Blair Singer, Rich Dad Advisor Blair Singer recently. And one of the things that Blair is really talking about, and we've been talking a lot about, is in this moment, Kiyosaki's talking about it, your ability to be able to sell and connect with people in the world right now is absolutely critical. So 14th and 15th, I have a program called Sales Explosion. Justin is going to come in, obviously live, online, to take what he's taught us today to another level, and couple it with what I'm going to take you through when it comes to teaching, to connecting, and to driving sales in a world that is changing fast, in a world that is chaotic. So, those of you that are interested, the link is up on the screen. It's in the chat box. I would love to see you on that program. For South Africans, it's designed 14th and 15th, so that when the 16th comes and we're out of lockdown, you're in a very different state of mind to be able to hit the world running. And should we not be out of lockdown, should we have to go through another 21 days, it's designed that your mindset will allow you to move into the next 21 days or whatever that might be and carry it. So normally it's $1,000 program. It's $150 right now to just really assist and help people and businesses move to a different level. So those of you that are interested, click on the link and go from there. The other thing that I'm also going to challenge you, and those of you that would like to take up this challenge, is I'm going to challenge you over the next 7 days to post one of your videos. Do a video every single day, whatever it might be. Doesn't matter what it is. Just get up, post a video, and post it on our Uncovering Greatness Facebook page, and we will share it with our whole community. Just go up there, just post it and connect it to the Uncovering Greatness page. Sully will send out a link that you can upload it to, and Justin and I were talking about it, guys. Let's really move it a little bit out of your comfort zone. Let's create a let's get you up and running on this, and just start off by taking action. And when you join us on the 14th and 15th, we'll deep dive you into really getting it going. How many of you could do with spending 2 days learning how to sell and communicate at a higher level, and then learning how to take it online so that you can start generating income right online before you finish on the 16th. So love to see you there. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Look out for some more Uncovering Greatness webinars. We'll be bringing you a number of people like Justin from around the world who I've had the opportunity of working with, being mentored by, working together with, and collaborating with. So Justin, as we finish off, buddy, as always, thank you, matey, for sharing your knowledge, your wisdom, and just for sharing straight from your heart. We really, really appreciate it. Be blessed, buddy, and we'll see you soon. Folks, have an awesome day. Have an awesome evening wherever you are. Thanks for joining us. See you on the next webinar. And as always, just remember, you have greatness within. Everyone else has greatness within. Our job is to uncover that in ourselves and others. Be blessed. See you guys soon.